thinking about something because I was listening to a podcast. He said something about death and seeds. And there is this quote that I love, and it goes, maybe God didn't put you in your coffin because it's dark, like all you see is darkness. You're not in your coffin. Maybe you were planted because you're in growing and you're trying to bloom. But it takes time to grow as a flower or anything out of the soil, the darkness. You have to really embody the change. Nothing is going to change also in your life if you want things to stay the same. You can't have things stay the same and expect change. You need to start doing things that are totally different of what you normally don't do. Like the other day, I normally do my yoga in my room, so I was like, let's do something different. Because God was like, yo, it's time to change up your life. I was like, all right. So I went to a park and I did yoga in the park. And somebody actually said it was really cool to her husband that I was doing that. And I was like, I'm glad I put a little light on her today. But anyway, this is all gonna full story. So there's this girl that I talked to at work, and her parents passed away. Oh, 4 birds, that's beautiful. Her parents passed away, and she was like, it's gonna be really hard for me on Father's Day coming up, so I'm just gonna work. She's like, I don't have a father anymore. And I looked at her and I literally screamed across the bar and I go, what do you mean you don't have a father? And she was like, I don't. And I'm like, yes you do. And she just looked at me so confused. And I was like, the good Lord is your father, and he is here for you, and he is with your parents right now, but he is here with you. And she was like, oh my God, Shannon, you are so right. And I go, I know I'm right. Anyway, I love her. She's so beautiful. Anyway, I was listening to the podcast and it said darkness, death, and seeds. And I was like, maybe the reason, like me in my life, the reason that she's going through this hardship, that her parents passed and she's sad, and like oh my God, that pain when somebody passes, I understand it, especially your parents. I couldn't even imagine. But maybe, just maybe, God put that passing because he wanted them to come home, but that's going to be a character development in her life for her passion project. Like maybe God was like, hey, I know this really hurts right now, but it was time for them to come home, and now it's time for you to sit in this, but to also learn from it. And I don't know what she wants to do in life, but I feel like God does not put us through these griefs just to make us sad. He puts us through these griefs and these dark times so that we can sprout, like being planted like a seed, so we can sprout and grow from it so that we can go to our highest potential. Did you ever think about that? Being in a dark place doesn't mean that it's always going to be dark. I've been in dark places. Literally, I've had so much confirmation in the past couple days about all those dark places, like 3 of my relationships, literally back to back to back. I haven't seen some of these men in years, and I see them walking and I'm like, holy shiz. God's sending me a sign, like I did the right thing by leaving. And even though like being in those relationships were awful, I mean, anyway, it was dark times, but I grew. I was planted, and I was in a really dark place a little bit ago, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. Like I was having good days, bad days. My brain was so scrambled, and I just went, God, what in the heck needs to happen right now? Like, what are you trying to show me? Because like it's so dark in here. And he's like, you're growing. So I had to realize that I had to do a bunch of emotional stuff inside, like being nice to myself internally, nice thoughts to myself. I had to, since we're here, oh no, I don't like that. It's whatever. I had to be nice to myself. I had to learn to take a lot of traumas that I've gone through through my childhood, and deal with them. And it wasn't fun. I'm telling you right now, it was not fun at all. Like, but the days that I was released from it and I grew from it, they were really hard days. But the days after, I was so happy and energetic. And God was like, okay, next wave. So when you're growing, it can be very, very hard. But through all that hardship, I asked God, like, what is my path? What am I supposed to do on this God's green earth? And he's like, Shannon, what do you do best? Talk. And I'm like, talk? What do you mean talk? And he's like, talk about experiences, talk about what you've been through. Some people need to hear this. And I'm just like, okay. And sometimes I wasn't even posting anything because I didn't think I looked good enough in it. And I was like, no, I don't want to post it. Like, I'll post it later. And then I came across this video and it said, you are being so selfish by not sharing your words. And I was like, huh? And they're like, you could be the tipping factor of somebody, they're life-changing forever, or somebody that's like about to like kaputs. You could be the changing factor. And I'm like, oh. They're like, you're being selfish. Stop taking your words and putting them on camera, but not posting them and sharing them. I was like, dang, I am being really selfish. So through all my hardships going around this, like full circle, through all the hardships of me being in the dark and the tough times, I'm sprouting now. And I know it can be so hard when you're in the dark. You literally just don't want to do anything. But you got to look for that gratitude while you're in the dark and get through it, man. Because I'm still learning every single day. It's a learning process. And learning is hard when you're already like, your brain's already set up. But just know that through this learning process and being in the dark, it's a time of reflection. And reflection really helps, because when you're done reflecting, the light that you're gonna see at the end of the tunnel, when you blossom and bloom from that seedling, oh baby boys and girls, you're gonna be so beautiful. I'm telling you, like, you're going to shine from within to the out. I can't tell you how much happier I've been since I started pursuing the words that I need to tell people and just being genuinely me. Also, when you're going through this rough stage, you need to talk to your inner child and be like, what do I love to do? Like, what was your dream as a child? Because as a child, I always wanted to just talk to people all the time. Nobody wanted to talk to me. Oh, we'll get into that another time, but honestly, no. I had a speech impediment. Growing up. I couldn't say my R's. Nobody wanted to talk to me. I was the weird kid. And here I am today, like Moses was in the Bible. He couldn't talk, he had a stutter. But God said, hey, this is your calling. And he's like, God, I don't have all the tools. God said, you have me. I am your tool. Use me. So here I am, talking, telling you guys through my darkness of how you can get to the light. Because nothing can stay dark for long if you start making those changes inside. You gotta start shining from within. You gotta take all that darkness and take it out to the dumpster. All those fears, it's just the darkness trying to keep you in the same mindset. Get out of that. It's not for you. It's just not. I'm telling you right now, it's not for you. You need to find out what your inner child wants and what you're good at and you know you're good at, and it following God, and you'll rise to the top. Because God will give you what you want sometimes. And you'll still be in the darkness, and you're like, God, why am I still in the dark? Like, why? And I've been through that. And it's because it's not what he wanted. He gave you what you wanted, but it's not what you needed. So when you're praying, ask God for what you need. And what you need might be hard to get through. But what you want is going to keep you in these cycles that are just going to keep hurting you. So reflect and be like, is this following God's path? And am I even happy not following his path? A lot to chew. Yeah. But guys, when I tell you I'm so much happier that I am on this path and I'm finally starting to shine and talk. Because don't get me wrong, I'll talk to people all day. But sometimes you need to put it on blast. Like, I need to start giving it to you guys, because I know in the bottom of my heart, like, the right people will hear this, and they'll know. They'll just know. So if this reaches anybody and it helps at least 1 or 2 people, or millions, I don't know. That is what I am here for. Those 1 or 2 people, or millions. Because it is selfish for me not to share my gifts with this world. And it is selfish of you not to love your inner child and love you and grow so that you can show your gifts to this world. Because being sweet and kind and shining shines onto others, and you can make a chain reaction. And if we all start just doing that, do you know how amazing this world would be? This whole world is in the dark. And the only reason a lot of people see me so vibrant and happy all the time is because I am the light here to talk to you. And God told me that. I know that. So why don't you start being the light so there is more lights in this world? Start doing what you enjoy and shine. Because what are you going to do, a 9 to 5 where you're not happy? What are you going to do, what your parents want you to do? And then you're 40 years old or 35 years old going, why didn't I go back to college? Or why didn't I do this? Or why didn't I do that? Why have those regrets? Like, why? Just do what you want. It takes baby steps, and it takes a lot of time to harness and to figure it out and to grow. But baby girls and boys, when you grow, you are going to be the most beautiful, vibrant flower or tree anybody has seen, and no one's going to be able to take that away from you. No one. So just because it's dark and things are happening that are scary and people are dying and this world is going crazy right now, just try to shine and be your light. Work through your stuff and shine, because this world really needs some more shining lights. And I hope this resonated with anybody that it resonates with. And I love you. If you want to talk to me, DM me. We can maybe do a private session, because I do those if you just want to talk about your feelings. I'm not a licensed therapist by any means, but I do help a lot of people, and I think I can help you work through some stuff if you'd be interested. But if you're not, that's okay. I love you guys. I hope this helps, and keep watching my videos if you like them. All right. I love you guys. Bye.